Swift parrots are an endangered species according to the Tasmanian Threatened Species Protection Act 1995 and the Federal Act. There are currently about 1,000 breeding pairs left. The swift parrot is endemic to southeastern Australia. It breeds only in Tasmania and migrates to mainland Australia in autumn. Swift parrots eat from large mature eucalypt trees which provide blossoms with nectar for the swift parrot to eat. Food sources need to be close by to breeding and roosting areas. Swift parrots like habitat with plenty of eucalypt forest coverage. Swift parrots breed in tree hollows of mature, large, old Tasmanian blue gums, usually with dead limbs or branches. It is vitally important to save the swift parrot from extinction. This species is one of many species that face extinction if problems like population decimation are not. The Australian environment and ecosystem is fragile and each species depends upon the other species as well as habitat. The swift parrot is endangered from interlinked problems such as habitat loss, predators, collisions and disease. Habitat problems are from drought, fire, agriculture, firewood, logging and construction. Developments create disjointed pieces of land, which means nesting hollows are lost and access to nearby foraging is broken. Collisions for swift parrots are more apparent on areas where eucalypts have been planted in urban areas. These collisions could be from windows, chain link fences or vehicles. If swift parrots contract beak and feather disease, they'll most often die from it. It is highly contagious. The bird's feathers split and fall out. Problems with habitat also means competition for food, which would be from large nectavores and introduced bumblebees. Noisy miners are also competition as they are aggressive and invasive over territory and food. Introduced to Tasmania are sugar gliders. These are the main reason of breeding failure for swift parrots, according to Australian National University researchers. Sugar gliders easily access swift parrot nests where other predators such as falcons or currawongs are unable to. When the sugar gliders enter the nest, this means nest failure as they eat the eggs and female swift parrots. The Australian Government Department of the Environment Recovery Action Plan is to identify the extent and quality of habitat, manage swift parrots habitat at a landscape scale, reduce the incidence of collisions, population and habitat monitoring, community education and information, and manage the recovery process. Habitat predators, collisions and disease are all problems that the swift parrot faces. Collisions could be avoided by positioning window angles and orientation, the use of visual noise glazing to make glass more visible for the bird, and when designing new roads to consider the impact of habitat. Researchers from Australian National University launched crowdfunding to provide nesting boxes for swift parrots. A goal for $40,000 of crowdfunding for nesting boxes was made and an achievement of $73,000 was reached. Stojanovic, one of the researchers, says that it's really difficult to stop deforestation and bushfires, which are major issues on why sugar gliders prey on swift parrots. These crowd-funded nesting boxes are sugar glider-proof boxes and are being used with the aim of increasing chance of survival for the swift parrot. Habitat could be improved with a regulatory government body to place species survival of higher importance than business development. When development is undertaken, maybe green corridors could be set aside to aid swift parrot breeding and foraging. The Journal of International Wildlife Law and Policy offers statistics for Tasmania. The journal states 80% of forests with abundant food sources and 66% of nesting sites are privately owned and unprotected. These statistics create a need for many different stakeholders to work together to aid the swift parrot.
Created using Powtoon.